Hey, Richard Geller with Charlie Dommins here.
Hey, Richard.
Hey, Charlie. So we're gonna just have a fantastic tip about how to figure out where the market is, where you should be working in multifamily. Multifamily is this tremendous opportunity right now. And first, I want to kind of show you. I'm sure you've seen this. This is a report that came out from Freddie Mac about the future of multifamily, and it's really striking. I just want to show some quick things here. Um, you know. First of all, they forecast that another 1.7 million renters hitting the market over the next few years,
Right.
which is kind of a lot, I think. Is that a lot? It seems like a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, that's more than expected, but it shows some good st solid growth among the multifamily customers, as I like to call them, people looking to do business. People, if you're in the multifamily business, these are the people who you want to be doing business with. And as you can see, that's pretty darn good when any market can say that over the next couple of years, their customers are going to grow by 1.7 million. That's a nice thing to say.
Yeah. So and the reason they said is because home ownership is dropping. Unfortunately, people are not able to stay in their houses because they're still working their way out of the mess that we had in the a few years ago, which has not
Yeah,
really gone away.
but let me add to that a little bit. It's not just that. I really think as a result of what's gone on over the past couple of years, a lot of people's mindsets towards home ownership are changing, especially among the Gen Y group. They're a very transient group, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean their type of jobs can take them anywhere they want to go. They can work anywhere. So why do they need to be tied down to one particular community? And that's what we're seeing in the marketplace is not just people, losing their homes and needing to rent apartments, but also to be able to, you know, have the freedom to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want.
How old are Gen Ys?
They're typically below 30. That's the age right now for the Gen Ys. Gen Xers, Gen Ys, that's what is described and detailed as a Gen Y generation.
Yeah, and I know, my kids are in that range, and they're not going to get a house and settle down. They're just not, and there's no reason that they would want to. And the
Right.
number of households that are of young people doing that is much lower than it's been historically, in my opinion. It seems like that's the
Yeah.
case. And
And even
also,
just
mhm.
go. I was just going to say about, people have used homes to build up their net worth over time. I think, Kiyosaki's explanation of home ownership made people think twice about that and what's gone on in the last couple of years as far as the loss of equity among these people, and they're still tied to these homes. A lot of these younger people are looking at it saying, "What do I need that for? I can make my money on my own."
And on the other side of the equation are the boomers who are getting older and they're downsizing and not wanting to have houses necessarily anymore or their big houses anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. I tell my son that the day after the tent comes down on his high school graduation, the for sale sign goes up, and mom and dad are going to be enjoying their life. So yeah, I mean, I'm planning on it myself.
Right. Well, so here's a question for you. Is there a way for someone to get these kind of reports and data that would help them in their local, figure out what markets to go into in the local market, if that's good, and so that they can be working in markets that are really strong? Is there something that's more specific than these kinds of press releases and reports?
There are tons of information sources on the internet where you can go out and find more detailed information about what's going on in the multifamily world. We go into in depth into it with our students, but I can just kind of give you one of the best places, one of the easiest places to go is a website called Marcus and Millichap. It's actually the website is marcusmillichap.com. There's no ampersand, but the name of the company is Marcus and Millichap. And Marcus and Millichap is the largest commercial real estate broker in the country. They are pretty much in all of the large MSAs. They're a great organization. They have great research, And if you don't ever plan on buying anything from Marcus and Millichap, you should definitely register on their website so you can get their research information. I use their research information all the time in my business for my students, for my clients, for my own properties that I own. Um, and what you do here, you've jumped on the website, and if you're just looking for research information with Marcus and Millichap, all you need to do is click up on the top left there, Richard, on commercial property research. You know, they have properties for sale. They also have a great site for commercial property research. And as you can see, hold it right there. Drop down a little bit. Oh no, if you go back to yeah, click on, yeah, right there. Hold it right there. And what you see here is the extent of the reports that they're able to provide for you. Something else that you should also sign up for with Marcus and Millichap is their webcasts. And they do webcasts every quarter. And I'm telling you, folks, if you're in this business, we all wait for that quarterly Marcus and Millichap webcast, because the two guys get on there and they have their own economist who gets out there and tells you what's going on in the multifamily world. And usually their information is spot on. So if you want to know what's going on in the marketplace, definitely sign up for a Marcus and Millichap webcast. You'll get an update every quarter for it. Now, right here, as you can see, you've got these national research reports, and it breaks it down into breaks down a local apartment, local office apartment, local retail apartment, local self-storage information. That is great if you're looking for self-storage market research. And then the regional hospitality, the hotels. But as you can see here, they give you a great 2012 real estate investor sentiment report, and you can drill down. If you're looking for the economic and apartment outlook, the report is right there. But Richard, let me just, in our brief time that we have right now, let me just show you how it works with when you click on the local apartment. Right there, that tab, yeah. Click on that. And now here's how it works. They've got about 50 different MSAs, metropolitan statistical areas. And dig inside of, if you're looking for any particular information on any one of those MSAs, this is the first place I would turn to get some great information. Richard, let's just show an example there. Yeah, perfect. So you just clicked on Las Vegas. Now, the way that these Marcus and Millichap reports are set up is they're all pretty uniform. I think they're about 4 pages long. And the first page, you've got the paragraph that kind of gives an overview of the situation. If you don't like to read, you can scroll down and you see they put these little indicators that tells you which direction the market is heading in. All of their reports have these 4 indicators telling you what's going on with employment. As you can see, Las Vegas for 2012, the employment is anticipated to be going up. They created 5,000 new jobs. The construction starts are down. They'll complete nearly 500. It's down from the 700 rental units brought online in 2011. So there's less inventory, less supply. There's more demand. And as a result of that, obviously vacancy has dropped by 1.6% down to 6.3% in 2012. And as a result of the increase in demand and reduction in supply, obviously prices can go up. So the value of the properties in Las Vegas are now on the increase. And you can get all that information just by looking at the first page of the Marcus and Millichap report. Now, what I also do is to quickly go through these reports is, Rich, if you scroll down to the last page, it goes to the economy, housing and demographics, construction starts, vacancies, rents, and let me see, keep going a little. Can you get, is that it? No, we get down here. Right here on the sub-market overview, and this is very important. If you're looking at buying multifamily property and you've chosen a market like Las Vegas, you've got to become an expert on that marketplace. And by becoming an expert, you have to understand the sub-market within that market. Not all areas within the Dallas-Fort Worth area are places you want to be. I mean, I say South Dallas is not where I would want to be, but the University Park area is definitely a place I'd want to be. But you've got to understand that as an investor. What is the sub-market doing in that particular area? And as you can see here, they give you some of the breakdown of what's happening in the submarket for Las Vegas. The key thing that I look for here is the vacancy rate. Look at how the different areas have a markedly different vacancy rate. As you can see, you cannot say, well, the market rate, vacancy rate for Las Vegas is 3.6%. Yeah, but if you're looking at the north side, it's 9.5%. And if you're looking to buy property on the north side and you're figuring out your pro forma numbers based upon a 3.6 vacancy rate, you're going to be way off. You're never going to be able to hit those numbers. And you can get all of this information at your fingertips from Marcus and Millichap. Now, that's just one example of the websites that we like to delve down deep into. If you're looking for particular areas like, say, Texas, I know the University of Texas at Austin has a website for their real estate department that really is great stuff. So if you're looking for stuff on Texas, I would go there. It gets a lot more in depth than the Marcus Millichap report does for Texas. So understand your market, delve down deep into the information, find those sources that'll give you all the great information. If you're looking to syndicate deals, this is the type of information you're going to have to produce to your investors to get them to buy into your deal. So become an expert in your area. And that's how I do it. That's how I dig down deep into the research information. And I'm just scratching the surface here, Richard.
Well, thank you so much.